outside with tea, you can actually come in with your tea. There's no problem. You can come in with your tea. Those of you outside, you can come in with your tea, please. We are waiting for you. Please come in with your tea. Okay. So he's the one who will introduce the panelists, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. I think we've enjoyed our cup of tea. As we wait to start the next session, I will remind you, those of you who did not register, on the breakaway groups that we are going to be doing immediately after the panel discussions. Those of you who didn't register, please make sure that you've registered in any of the 6 breakaway groups. There'll be 6 breakaway groups, so you register in one of them. We'll be going into the breakaway sessions immediately after the panel discussion. And the next, your next moderator for the panel discussion will be Mr. Abdul. I'm just waiting for him to finish so that he can come. Utavunja mguu. Get ready, my people, freedom is coming. Hiyo ni kama watu hawajakunywa chai. Are you sure? Get ready, my people, freedom is coming. Freedom is coming tomorrow. Sindio? You know, tomorrow can be even afternoon. Tomorrow can be tomorrow. And tomorrow never comes. It should be now. That's why I'm saying, you know, let me tell you a story. When Nelson Mandela was arrested and he went into prison, at some point in South Africa at that time, it seemed like things had normalized. And so people started going on accepting that oppression as it was. It took a 17-year-old, the uprising of the students, that now reawakened the struggle. And from 1976, things changed in South Africa. But it was the young people. And those young people, you know what ignited them? How many of you know about that struggle? Because it is a success struggle. Mnaelewa kweli? Mnaijua kweli? Ama it's like foreign? Yule kijana alikuwa miaka 17 tu, and that's why anybody who dismisses the Gen Z revolution is someone who does not understand what they are. And I can tell you, the Pan-African that I am, in Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Senegal, just say the Sahel region, it is the young people who have done what they have done. And that's why for some of us, we just had to make our way to go and talk to Traore. And when he speaks, some people think it's activism. Some people think that he should not put on his military wear. But it is not that. You know, some of us Africans still believe we are francophones and anglophones. Who gave you those names? How are you anglophone or francophone? Is that your native language? Why do you think like that? The minute we come and accept ourselves as Africans and accept that we don't also measure ourselves in tribes, the way the Gen Zs taught us, tribeless, leaderless, but action-oriented. Sindio? And I think you're many of you here, and that's how we need to go. So, without wasting time, where is Mr. Abdul? Sasa, ningependa nichukue nafasi hii kumkaribisha ndugu yangu Mr. Abdul to take us to the next session. And while he's coming, I'll remind you, please register for the breakaway sessions, which we'll be having immediately after the panel discussion. Mr. Abdul, Comrade Abdul, is going to be the moderator and the chair for the next session. Karibu, hebu tumkaribisha na makofi tafadhali. Thank you so much, Comrade Abdul. Asante. There are some of the panelists who are still outside, but I believe, yeah, I think I'll just give the mic to Comrade Abdul, and we will be able to call them. Asante sana.
Asante Narapia. Mimi jina langu naitwa Abdul na nimefurahi kuja hapa. I'm a lawyer by profession. Nimekuwa kwa civil society for about 25 years now. Sasa hivi niko na organization inaitwa Civic Voice ambayo lengo lake ni participation of the youth. And I work very closely to Inuka. I know some of you because I've met you in different forums, and I'm very happy to be here. I'll be moderating the next panel. Kwa hiyo tunawangojea panelists ambao bado wako nje. Utawapa kama dakika 5 hivi. Anyway, since the next session is intergenerational dialogue, just for us to understand which different age groups we're in, how many of us here identify as Gen Z? And how many identify as millennials? And then how many of us are Gen X? I still think we're the best generation. We saw so much happening. So it's good. I mean, the objective of this next panel is really to understand what the struggle for freedom, what the struggle for democracy has meant for different generations in Kenya. Because it's really surprising how so many young people do not quite understand the history. It could be because history classes were removed from the curriculum. Because when I was in school, we were taught in detail about the struggle for independence. And when I was in school, that is when the multi-party activism was happening. So a lot of times when we speak to the Gen Z, they don't seem to know so much about what happened in the past. And there's this perception that what the Gen Zs are doing is the first time it is happening in Kenya. So this next panel is really to demystify all that and disabuse us of that thought, to understand that activism has always been present in this country. Sawa. So if we want to tweet, I've just been told that the hashtag for today is reclaiming people's power. Hashtag reclaiming people's power. And you can tag Ni Sisi Kenya or tag Maskani 254. The hashtag is reclaiming people's power. You can tag Ni Sisi Kenya, which is the handle for Inuka, and you can also tag at Maskani 254. I could also want to ask how many of us have already registered to vote? Because that's one of the most important things. I mean, it's a bit disappointing when we read in the news, young people are not showing up to register to vote. And I mean, we are going to discuss this in the next panel. We need to understand the value of voting and how important voting is for our democracy. Yeah, they're not. No, we need more anyway.